The Boys capped off an incredible second season with possibly the best episode of the entire series. It had heart, action, and a bunch of great twists. Since there are thousands of breakdown videos out there though, I thought it would be more fun to take a look at some key moments from the finale while looking at how those events will shape Season 3. Hey everyone, I'm Brent the Middleman, your middle-aged middle manager in Middle America, here today with a video examining how the events of The Boys Season 2 finale will carry over into the highly anticipated third season. So grab some Compound V, heat up a Queen Maeve TV dinner, and join me in figuring out what bloody adventures await the boys next season. I'm going to start by addressing the elephant in the room. Yes, I totally whiffed on all 4 of my predictions for who the mystery head popper was in Season 2. I was right that it wasn't Cindy, but it wasn't Stan Edgar, Alistair Adana, Church of the Collective handler Carol, or Iron Man ripoff Tech Knight. As you hopefully know if you are watching this video, the Cranium Crusher ended up being the AOC-inspired Victoria Newman. Comic book fans were probably not too surprised by this revelation, as Victoria Newman is based on comic book universe politician Victor Newman, aka Vic the Veep. Vic the Veep isn't a soup, however, but he is in Vought's pocket and incredibly ruthless. So now that we know that Victoria is a soup and apparently a double agent working for Vought, I will be basing some of my predictions for next season on what happens with Vic the Veep in the comics. With that out of the way, let's take a look at where we left some of our main characters and what it means for them next season. The main villain of Season 2 was the gender-swapped Nazi superhero from the comics, Stormfront. In the show, she was the very first successful test of Compound V, and she even married Frederick Vought, founder of Vought Industries. Her plan to have Compound V released to the public so she could make superheroes to exterminate other races was almost a success. She even managed to recruit Homelander, the strongest man in the world and Hitler wet dream, along with his son Ryan, the first naturally born superhero. The pieces were all in place right up until A-Train stole information about her background from the Church of the Collective archives and gave it to the boys to release to the public. A-Train did this because Stormfront's racism was the only thing keeping him out of the Seven and severely messing with his money. His plan works and he gets back in the Seven, and I don't think even Alistair losing his head will stop it from moving forward. Vought needs to show that they aren't Nazi supporters, so I'm sure we will see A-Train being A-Train in Season 3. He even mentioned that his heart condition is all better, which isn't surprising since in Season 1 we saw that he heals super fast because of his powers. The Deep, on the other hand, was not so lucky. He doesn't know it, but he was actually going to be the one brought back into the Seven before A-Train took the bull by the horns and got himself back in. That left the Deep on the outside looking in, and the entire season seemed to be set up for the line, "Fuck Fresca." Since we found out that the Deep really hates the church and is bad at Blowjob's fake wife, it's really anybody's guess as to what he will be up to next season. I would love to see more of his power set, and even if the characters in the show aren't interested, I would really like to hear some of the stories about what the fish are up to down there. If I had to make a guess, I'd say he will still be looking for a way back into the Seven, but in the meantime, I could see him being recruited by another superhero team. In the comics, there are a bunch of different teams, most of them are hilariously idiotic, which fits right in with the Deep's character. But because this is a prediction video, I won't leave you hanging with just that. We saw that the Deep is friendly with Eagle the Archer, and now they are both outcasts from the church and the superhero community. In the comics, Eagle the Archer is a part of Stormfront's superhero team Payback, which is a spoof on the Avengers. I could see Eagle recruiting the Deep to join Payback, or Vought even asking him to join, promising that he can be back in the Seven if the team is successful. You see, Payback was assembled by Vought specifically to take out the boys, so that the Seven could maintain their good guy image. I could definitely see this happening next season, as Stan Edgar is going to be pretty pissed at Billy Butcher for not bringing him Homelander's son Ryan. Team Payback also includes Stormfront, the Thor of the group, but who is now a vegetable after Season 2, Tech Knight, an Iron Man parody who I detailed in my head popper prediction video I'll link below, and who has a mental disorder that makes him want to have sex with everything, even machines. Then there's Soldier Boy, the goofy Captain America type who has been cast for Season 3 and who will be played by Jensen Ackles. Vought bringing in Soldier Boy, an American flag-waving hero, right after a big Nazi scandal could be a great PR move. There's also Swatto, a spoof on Ant-Man and the Wasp, who can't shrink or grow, but he does have wings and can only talk in buzzing noises. There's Crimson Countess, who can manipulate crimson energy and form anything she wants to use to attack, and, you guessed it, is inspired by the Scarlet Witch, and she's in a relationship with mind-droid, who, as you can probably guess, is inspired by Vision. But unlike Vision, he only pretends to be a cyborg and is actually just a telepath in a robotic suit. And finally, there's Eagle the Archer, who is a spoof of Hawkeye. Now, while The Deep is an Aquaman parody, I could see them using the character for comic relief, helping Payback hunt down the boys, and I think you can see why adding this team and these heroes would really help the show level up for Season 3. Let's jump back to Stormfront, who look like a German mumbling Anakin Skywalker left to die on Mustafar. Showrunner Eric Kripke said that Stormfront is not dead, but she will never be the same character we saw in Season 2. My prediction is that she will fill Lamplighter's role from the comic. In the source material, Lamplighter becomes brain dead, but Compound V is able to restore him to a zombie-like state. Vought would bring him out for special events to show that superheroes are immortal, but when they weren't using him, he just sat in a dark cell covered in his own feces. In fact, as a part of her comic hazing, Starlight had to clean him and his cell. Yeah, it's gross. I think they may do something similar with Stormfront in Season 3 as a way to up the gross out factor for next season. I don't know about you, but I really thought Queen Maeve was a goner at the end of the finale, with Homelander killing her like he does in the comics. But surprisingly, her blackmail plan worked, and she is alive and well and back in the Seven, even after almost killing Black Noir. We got a glimpse of comic Maeve, though, with her drinking and smoking and in bed with a man. We may see them double down on this image next season, eventually leading to Homelander taking her out, which I'm sure he will be happy to do. And speaking of Black Noir, it sounds like he doesn't have brain damage from his brush with a killer almond joy, but with Noir, it would be really hard to tell. It would be fun next season to see Black Noir have a new lease on life and no longer want to be Stan Edgar's errand boy. I hope we get some clues as to his identity, as they have definitely diverged from the comics where he is Homelander's clone. Who knows, maybe he will start dressing in all white and actually start helping people. Nah, probably not. He will probably just try to get back at Queen Maeve or go completely crazy, causing big problems for Vought. Another character who looks like they're going to go completely crazy next season is Homelander. He lost his soulmate girlfriend in Stormfront, his baby mama, Becca, and his super son, Ryan. We see him at the end of Season 2 standing on the top of Vought Tower, tugging on his love sausage, telling himself that he can do anything he wants. In the comics, Homelander does go completely nuts after Black Noir does a bunch of horrible things that get blamed on Homelander. Homelander thinks he is going crazy because he doesn't remember doing any of it. He then attacks the White House and kills the president, who is Victor Newman at this time, and takes over the US government. Since Black Noir is not going to be Homelander's clone, we may need someone else to help make Homelander lose his mind. I believe that Soldier Boy could be this person. Soldier Boy may pretend to be Homelander and commit a bunch of awful crimes. Homelander will not remember and think he is losing his mind. I could totally see Hughie helping Victoria Newman rise to the office of Vice President and then President, only for her to be killed by Homelander in a superhero takeover after he completely goes crazy. This sounds like a big leap for Season 3, however, so I think we will just see the pieces falling into place for this to happen, or there could be a time jump between seasons, and we start off with Newman running for vice president, and these mysterious crimes having been committed by someone resembling Homelander. These crimes could also motivate the boys to get back together in order to stop Homelander. We leave off with Hughie ending his soup-hunting career for a job in politics on Victoria Newman's campaign. He thinks he is escaping the violence of the boys, but in reality, he is joining up with the most dangerous killer on the show. I believe in Season 3, Hughie will realize that something is up with Newman, and he will have to bring this information to Butcher and the boys. This will put him in the scary and dangerous position of having to spy on Newman and Vought. Poor Hughie cannot escape the craziness. I also think that we will see Hughie's mom in Season 3 and find out why she left out of the blue. She was brought up a lot in the final episode, so they must be planting the seeds for her return. I wonder if she was pregnant with a super baby, or she knew something about Vought and the soups that she shouldn't, and had to go on the run to protect Hughie and his dad. I honestly have no idea what to expect. I just feel like she will show up early in the season. It would be really ironic if Hughie's mother left to protect him and his father from Vought, but then Hughie ended up getting dragged into it all anyway. Starlight is back with Hughie and back on the Seven in her old outfit. Seems like Vought will have to play nice with her and her image for now, but something is bound to happen that will change this. We know that Homelander hates her and will be looking for revenge on Butcher and the boys, so that could lead to something crazy happening where Hughie will have to get the boys to help Starlight. For Hughie and Starlight, all roads lead back to the boys. The other big couple from Season 2 is Frenchie and Kimiko. They left the season heading out to go dancing together, and Frenchie is learning to communicate with her. They may be a full-blown couple in Season 2, hopefully members of Butcher's soup-watching team. I don't have much of a prediction for the two of them, and for Mother's Milk for that matter, just that I really hope the boys remain a team led by Butcher. Quickly on we see him reuniting with his family, but we know he still wants revenge on Vought for his father and brother's death. We last see Butcher reminding Ryan not to be a "see you next Tuesday," and Mallory offering him a job leading a team to watch over the soups. We may see the boys split up at the beginning of Season 3, but they will need to come back together when Vought puts together Team Payback to go after them. I could see something happening to MM's wife or daughter that will inspire the boys to reunite. We may even learn that Hughie's mother is involved somehow or in danger, which will lead him back to the boys for help. Or as I said earlier, he may just find out the secret about Newman. The team going their separate ways for a bit, with a crazy event bringing them back together by the end of the first episode, seems like a good way to go for Season 3. Finally, what is going to happen with Ryan, the mom-killing Superboy? I predict a bit of a time jump between seasons. We will see Victoria Newman running for vice president, with Hughie managing her campaign. I think we will see that Butcher, Frenchie, Kimiko, and have been keeping tabs on the soups and Vought, or, as I said earlier, we could see that they took some time and are off doing their own thing. Ryan will have aged up, but because of what happened, and since he will have been with a normal family, he will be a good person with crazy powers. I'm not sure if he will have use of all of his powers right away, but I really hope so. The Seven may have added some new members, along with A-Train back, and gone back to their super celebrity ways. With all these pieces in place after the time jump, some crazy big event will take place. This could be Team Payback going after each of the boys separately, leading them to get back together. We may even see Butcher go to Hughie asking him to join because of what happened. Hughie will turn him down, but later join them after learning Newman's secret and how it could be connected to the big event. I think in addition to Payback coming for the boys, there will be something major involving the Seven that will need a cover-up. In the comics, the Seven are asked to stop the planes on 9/11, but they screw up and end up crashing one of the planes into the Brooklyn Bridge, killing thousands of people. With the help of Newman, they were able to cover this up. I could see something similar happening in the start of Season 3. I'm sure it will be based on something going on in the news, doubling down on the very blatant bashing of certain political figures and ideologies in Season 2. Or it could be the crimes being committed by Homelander, which he doesn't remember and completely denies. If the big event revolves around Homelander, that could be a great reason for an older Ryan to be brought in to help stop his father. Butcher could then get involved along with the boys to help keep his promise to Becca by keeping Ryan safe. Hey, and let's not forget that the body-popping Cindy is still hitchhiking around out there somewhere. Okay, let me know what you think will happen in Season 3. Do you agree with my predictions, or did I completely miss like I did with the head popper? Let me know in the comments. Also, are there any potential new characters that could join the show that I missed? My favorite thing is to talk about the show in the comments with everyone, so please take a moment to leave a message and remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my The Boys Theory videos between seasons. Once again, I'm Brent the Middleman. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.